Hey there, let's talk about one of the most, well, chaotic parts of the school day, right? Packing the backpack. Today, we're gonna flip that script and turn it into a huge moment of growth and independence for your kid. All right, be honest. Does the phrase pack your bag basically kick off a super stressful countdown to being late every single morning? Yeah, if you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's a huge point of friction in so many homes.
And then the frantic search begins. You know how it is. One minute you're just calmly making some toast, and the very next you're literally pulling cushions off the sofa, totally convinced that library book has been swallowed by the furniture.
Then comes the rapid-fire questioning, right? The hat, the water bottle, the homework folder. Every single question just adds another layer to that morning rush, and you can just feel any sense of calm slipping away.
And then it happens. You hear yourself saying it. Fine, I'll just do it myself. The exact words you swore you wouldn't say today. But what if there was a better way? A way that ends the chaos and actually, empowers your child?
Okay, so to really solve this problem, we first have to understand it. And here's the truth. This whole struggle, it isn't about your kid being careless or defiant. Nope, it's all about brain development.
Let's dive into something called executive function. The easiest way to think about it is like the air traffic control system for your child's brain. It's that super critical part that helps them focus, remember a bunch of steps, and manage complex tasks, like, you guessed it, packing a school bag.
And here's the real kicker. That air traffic control system, it doesn't fully mature until around age 25. Just let that sink in for a second. We're asking our kids to do this really complex, multi-step task with a system that is, quite literally, still under construction. So, when they forget their lunchbox or leave their homework sitting on the table, it's not because they don't care, it's because their developing brain just prioritized something else. Maybe a really cool Lego creation or a super important question about dinosaurs. This shifts everything, doesn't it? It moves us from feeling frustrated to feeling empathy. And that is why teaching this skill is so much bigger than just getting out the door on time. You're not just teaching them to pack a bag. You're actually laying the foundation for independence, responsibility, and planning skills. It's really a gift of confidence that pays off for a lifetime. And hey, it also creates calmer mornings for absolutely everyone. All right, so now that we get the why, let's get right into the how. I've got a simple 3-step plan for you that you can literally start using tonight to completely transform your mornings. The plan is super simple. First, we're going to create a command center. Second, we'll use visual tools that actually speak your child's language. And third, we're going to build the routine step by step. Okay, let's break each one down. Okay, step 1. Create a command center, or, a school bag station. Honestly, call it whatever you want. The goal is exactly the same. One single spot where every single school item lives. I'm talking the bag, the shoes, the hat, the library books, everything. This totally eliminates that frantic house-wide search because everything they need is right there, within arm's reach. Okay, on to step 2. Look, for a kid with that developing executive function system, our verbal reminders, us saying pack your hat for the 10th time, it's basically just radio static. It gets tuned out so easily. Visuals, on the other hand, they cut right through all that noise. And you have so many great options here. For the little ones, a checklist with pictures is just fantastic. For kids who are a bit older, color-coding folders by subject, like blue for math, red for reading, that can be a total game changer. There are even some really cool to-do list apps for kids that turn the whole thing into a fun challenge. The main idea here is to replace your verbal reminders with a visual prompt. And finally, we have step 3. Build the routine, but do it gradually. I mean, you wouldn't expect someone to just go run a marathon without any training, right? It's the same idea. For a 3-year-old, success might just be putting their favorite teddy bear in the bag. That's a win. By age 7, they can probably follow that visual checklist with you right there. And by 9 or 10, they can totally own the whole process, with maybe just a quick final check-in from you. Remember, the goal here is progress, not perfection. Okay, so as you start to put this plan into action, you might run into a few common roadblocks. But hey, don't worry about it. They are totally avoidable once you know a few pro tips. So let's talk about our own habits for a second. Do you ever find yourself just taking over when you're in a hurry? Come on, we all do it. The absolute simplest fix? Pack as much as you can the night before. It just takes all that pressure off the morning. And please remember,
Instead of expecting perfection, praise the effort. A simple, wow, you used your checklist all by yourself. That is so powerful.
You know, when you start putting these pieces together, something really wonderful starts to happen. You're not just getting out the door faster, you're actually fundamentally changing the entire tone of your mornings.
Ultimately, it really all comes down to this one small daily habit. It becomes a powerful training ground for life. Every single time they pack their own bag, you're reinforcing the message that they are capable, they are responsible, and they are successful. And that feeling of accomplishment, man, that's something they'll carry with them all day long.
And that is the real transformation here. What was once a source of stress and, let's be honest, nagging, it becomes a moment of teamwork. It turns into this quiet, consistent routine that builds your child up instead of wearing both of you down.
So what's the one big thing to take away from all this? By teaching this one simple skill, you're not just solving the problem of a messy backpack. You're actually empowering your child with the tools they need for an easier, more organized, and way more confident tomorrow.